What's up, y'all? We looking bad out here. I watched earlier today. I watched the Patriots game. Patriots against the Las Vegas Raiders. Patriots lost 20-13 to the Las Vegas Raiders. It wasn't a good one, to say the least. A lot of worries for a bunch of New England fans that I can't really blame. Can't really blame anybody for having these issues with the New England Patriots. So let's just get into it. I watched the game and it was raining. It was in Foxborough, season opener. But my first reaction, my first thoughts going into the game was how's Drake May going to do? How's he going to get better? How are they going to connect with Stephon Diggs? So much questions in this offensive line. They put so much effort into the offensive line. They went out and spent money on the offense, which you don't usually see with the New England Patriots. So I was happy to see. I was happy to see. I was interested to see what's going to happen with the team and what they're going to accomplish. So it was raining against the Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll, remember him from the Seattle Seahawks. He also, coached for Kraft for back in New England. So it's an interesting game, man. We'll just start off with this. Raiders got off and scored in the opening drive, and I didn't panic too much because even though it's at home, it's an opening drive. They score, whatever, cool. uh Patriots took a little minute to get into their flow, their ebbs and flows and stuff. But once they did, Drake May looked pretty good for a hot second in the first half. He was connecting, he looked decisive, making quick passes. Some of the passes were a little bit inaccurate. Sometimes it was behind some receivers. But shout out to Hunter Henry. Booty. Shout out to Stephon Diggs. Even though he didn't get as much looks as I think he should have been, maybe the defense was just double teaming him, and he wasn't as explosive as he used to be before his ACL injury. But nonetheless, Patriots looked okay. They ended up scoring. Drake May he drove him down the field. The running game, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson, uh, Travion. Listen, Travion Henderson. I don't expect too much in the rain when it comes to raining. I mean, too much in the running game when it comes to rain because a lot of people think that. A lot of people think because it's raining that, oh, they're not going to throw the ball, which in reality is sometimes the opposite. A lot of times it's the offensive line can't get a push up the field because they can't get too good of a grip. So they got rather take two steps back and just try to block and create a pocket for the quarterback to throw. So the running game was non-existent, but it was non-existent for both of them. Ashton Genty, I think he ran for like 35 yards. He had a touchdown. I mean, it was his first game as a rookie. He didn't mess up bad. He did okay. Didn't wow anyone, but he did what he was supposed to do, especially in the red zone. So, nonetheless, it was a passing game. Now, do I want Drake May to throw 45 passes like he did today? No. 46, excuse me, like he did today? Not really, especially not in the first game. I don't think that's a good sign. I think you still got to establish the running game at least somewhat, especially when you have Ramondre Stevenson and a rookie like Travion Henderson. I think you got to establish some sort of running game, but the Patriots didn't. Nonetheless, so Patriots look good. They got the lead and they had the ball at the end of the first half. And here I am thinking they might bring the ball down and score and extend this lead. But they stalled out, gave the ball to the Raiders. They kicked a field goal. We go into halftime with the Las Vegas Raiders having momentum, and it didn't go that way. Cool. That's the first red flag because the defense of the Patriots was looking good, especially that secondary and that up front. They was getting sacks. They got a pick, and their best cornerback, the Patriots' best defensive back, was out with injury. So and they still did what they had to do. They still got pressure. They looked good when they got into their rhythm. They got into their rhythm. But then the end of that first half, when the field goal tied it up, ended everything. Rain started to pick up. Drake May threw an interception, and then he just started to look like the same Drake May from last year. He didn't look fast anymore, maybe because he couldn't get a grip on the ground. He looked indecisive. He was throwing a lot of bad passes, some of it decision wise, some of it was just inaccurate. He was just missing guys, and some guys dropped the ball. That's a fact. We're not gonna throw it all on Drake May. I see a lot of people on all the Facebook groups and Twitter blaming Drake May. It wasn't all Drake May's fault. Some guys was missing passes. Will Campbell, the guy that the Patriots picked up Rookie. I think he did good in the first half. Second half, when the game started to get a little crazy, because I can only imagine, right? The Patriots are up to start the game. They got some momentum, and then second half comes by. Raiders starting to storm back, and then they get the game tied, and then all of a sudden they lead in, and now it's more pressure on you, and now they sit. Crosby's over here really applying some pressure on that offensive line. So Will Campbell, the rookie that he is, he's trying to get a little early step. He gets some calls on him, some false start calls. The biggest one came on 4th and 5 near midfield, fourth quarter. Patriots are down. 4th and 5. We're about to go for it. Will Campbell gets a false start, 4th and 10. Mike Vrabel decides to punt it. Conservative. Everyone starts to boo in Foxborough. I'm not completely mad at it. I would have liked for him to go for it, of course, but it's 4th and 10. Your offense hasn't done anything. If there was a highlight, it's the defense, even though Geno Smith threw for 362 yards. Geno Smith threw for 362 yards. What? Nonetheless, he only had one touchdown throw, but it's still nasty work. That can't happen. That can't happen. Nasty work. But aside from that, I do like the Patriots defense. I like the pressure they got on the quarterback in the first half. I like the secondary. I have a lot of faith in that defense, and Mike Vrabel showed a lot of faith in that defense. Now that 3rd and 20 in the fourth quarter, all you got to do is make sure they don't get a first down. They ain't gonna punt the ball because they're already up. But they get the first down on a 3rd and 20 on their own side of the field. That was crazy. That's when the game was over. That was nasty. It was bad. It was bad. They just broke down. The Patriots just broke down towards the end of end of the game, and it's concerning. There was some positive to take from it, but and we can take from Stephon Diggs when the ball was thrown to him. He did what he had to do. He caught the balls. He looked okay. The wide receiver, the Hunter Henry, the wide receiving group looked okay. The running backs, when they did get some carries, which it wasn't much, they looked okay. They didn't look bad. They did not look bad. We gotta get that. We gotta get that squared away. They did not look bad at all. Average, but a lot of it is Drake May. Hate to say it. Hate to put pressure on it because we always, here we go again. Another blame on the quarterback. But the truth of the matter is he just didn't look like a star that we thought he would be. It's the first game of the season, of course. And no way are we about to sit here and go to a second string because it's just not happening. We don't have one of those situations. But for Drake May, man, the passes looked a little inaccurate. He made some bad decisions. He started to look slow. And like I said, maybe that's just the rain. But he really did start to look slow for the Patriots and not being able to, like, when the defenders were downhill, like, and he started to run, linebackers was catching up to him. I don't know what that was about. His footwork didn't look good. When he threw the pick and he went back to the sideline, or when the offense stalled out, he looked a little nervous. He didn't look confident. So there is some issues with the Patriots. But listen, I will say this: if there is a positive takeaway from this, the Jets lost, the Dolphins got smoked, and the Bills have the Ravens. So the other teams in our division, it's a tough week for them. It's a tough week for them. Just as it was a tough week for us, it was our chance to actually be at the top and be 1-0. Didn't happen. But not that I think we are going to win the AFC East. I don't see it happening. I still think it's the Bills. I think everyone knows it's the Bills. But I think AFC wise, I still think the Patriots can get a wild card spot and make the playoffs. I do. They have one of the weakest schedules. I've been saying that on TikTok. I've been saying it on my blog. I've been saying it everywhere. They have one of the weakest schedules. They put some money in the offensive line. Will Campbell will be fine. I think he did good in the first half. He did have some flags. He did have some flags still. And he did have some blown coverage, especially in crunch time. But for a rookie, you got to understand, for the left tackle, for you to start a rookie left tackle and your quarterback's right-handed, I mean, he's taking care of his blind spot. That's big trust. So he must have shown something in training camp. Of course, he's a top pick. So, yeah, they got no choice but to put faith in him. And there was a blown coverage when the guy went by him and he forced a fumble on Drake May while he was throwing the ball, but Campbell picked it up. He recovered it. Nonetheless, there is some concern in New England. I don't think it's that time yet to just say Drake May's not the guy. I don't think it's time yet to say Mike Vrabel's not the guy for the job. Josh Daniels, I think he did well on offense. I didn't have too much issues with the play calling, as aside from I think Drake May threw the ball a little too much, especially when you have two good running backs. But maybe they knew something we didn't. Maybe it was the rain, like I just said. So don't panic for New England Patriot fans, including myself. Don't panic. Don't panic. Patriots got the Dolphins next week. So don't panic. I think that's a winnable game. They just got smoked by the Colts. And we are not looking good on my fantasy team. I am the back to back champ, and we are not looking good. I lost this week. Some guys did not turn out how I wanted to. It was not an offensive week for any means, any team besides the Steelers and the Jets. So we're looking down bad, brother. So yeah, man. Week one's in the books. Patriots lost 20-13 to the Las Vegas Raiders. Josh McDaniels' old team. Go figure. Pete Carroll beat his old team, and the Patriots. Go figure, man. But it's not time to panic, Patriots fans. It's not time to panic. I think in a good weather, good temperature game, I think we see a better run game. I think we see better decision making from Drake May and him using his tools with those that receiving group, that receiving core he has. I think the offensive line goes well, especially as Will Campbell gets into the fluid of things in like real game time. I think it happens. I think the Patriots look good. I'm not worried about the defense. Not worried about the defense. The kicker, he missed the kick. I ain't like that. That was bad. That was a bad look. But I'm gonna ignore that one. All right. Well, listen, man. This is my first reaction. I'm gonna keep doing them. Let me know if y'all like them. Let me know if y'all enjoy them. Let me know what y'all think. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Go to my blog. It's download www.thebrownbostonian.com. The Brown Bostonian is also my TikTok. I post on there often too. Everywhere, man. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think about the Patriots. Is it time to panic after one game after the season opener or not? I don't think so, but y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Peace.